Good morning, I'm Vic Senese with UroNurse News. Be sure to like and subscribe. Today's top story, the FDA has approved a new lower dose gadolinium-based contrast agent called Ambelvist, also known as gadoquatrine. This approval marks a significant development in magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, by introducing a macrocyclic gadolinium contrast agent designed to achieve diagnostic quality imaging at a substantially reduced gadolinium dose. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this stuff. I've had to have multiple MRIs because of my back issues, and I've had more gadolinium than I care to think about. And you know, gadolinium is the most safe as far as the kidneys are concerned, but it's not perfectly safe. There is some concern about buildup in the kidneys and your brain. Ambelvist is approved for use in adult and pediatric patients, including term neonates, to enhance MRI visualization of lesions with abnormal vascularity. Clinically, it spans both the central nervous system, including the brain and spine, and non-CNS body regions, including the head and neck, thorax, abdomen, pelvis, and musculoskeletal system. The approval of Ambelvist was supported by two large phase 3 clinical trials, the QUANTI-CNS and the QUANTI-OBR. Both were randomized, double-blind, active comparator studies comparing Ambelvist at 0.01 millimole per kilogram of gadoquatrine versus standard macrocyclic gadolinium agents, including gadobutrol, gadotartrate, and gadoteridol at 0.1 millimole of gadolinium per kilogram. So that's 0.1 is the old dose. This was 0.01. This represents a significantly lower gadolinium exposure in the investigational arm. Images were independently reviewed by 3 blinded central readers evaluating contrast enhancement, lesion delineation, morphology, and total lesion counts. Across both CNS and body imaging studies, results showed improved lesion visualization compared with the pre-contrast MRI alone, and comparable diagnostic performance to standard dose macrocyclic agents, despite the reduced gadolinium dose. Now, like other gadolinium-based contrast agent, Ambelvist carries important safety considerations. Most commonly reported adverse reactions included dizziness, headache, injection site reactions, nausea and vomiting, sensations of heat, paresthesia, and pruritus. The prescribing information also includes a boxed warning highlighting risk associated with intrathecal administration and nephrogenic systemic fibrosis in patients with impaired gadolinium elimination. That's that kidney stuff I was telling you about. This reinforces the continued importance of careful patient selection, especially in those with renal impairment. Clinically, however, the most notable advancement is in low-dose reduction strategy. Ambelvist represents a shift towards lower total gadolinium exposure while maintaining diagnostic quality imaging. Great. And potentially improving long-term safety. Even better. Considerations in high utilization imaging populations. That's me. Count me in. Dr. Christopher Hancock, Director of Neuroradiology at Halo Diagnostic Desert Cities and investigator in the QUANTI trials, commented, "I often rely on contrast-enhanced MRI exams to inform clinical decision-making. With this approval, we now have an additional option that can help deliver contrast-enhanced images at the lowest macrocyclic GBCA dose, reducing gadolinium exposure while preserving the clinical information we often need." Ambelvist is supplied in multiple formats, including single-dose vials, pre-filled syringes, imaging bulk packages, and pharmacy bulk packaging. From a clinical operations perspective, this flexibility supports integration into both high-volume imaging centers and hospital radiology departments. In summary, the FDA approval of Ambelvist gadoquatrine represents an important evolution in MRI contrast imaging, combining reduced gadolinium dose with maintained diagnostic performance across CNS and whole body applications. As imaging continues to advance, this development may signal a broader shift towards precision dosing in radiologic contrast agents. This is UroNurse News, and I'm Vic Senese. Stay informed, stay current, and we'll see you at the next briefing tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow, here's what's coming up. We're covering a development that sounds almost like science fiction, but it's really early stage science. Researchers are reporting a spinal cord injury breakthrough where an experimental regenerative gel was used in animal models with severe spinal cord damage. In these studies, pigs with disrupted spinal cords showed signs of restored movement and the ability to walk again after treatment. So what's actually happening here? How does a gel help damaged spinal cord tissue even begin to reconnect? And more importantly, what does this mean for the future of paralysis recovery in humans? Tune in tomorrow to find out.
UroNurse News is where we meet. Online learning, technical and sweet. Every weekday, 9 a.m. Central Time.